Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm the crypto coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined by the Rev3al team, and we got a packed house today. Some really great guys I want you to hear from. So everybody, guys, Rev3al team, thanks for joining us. And I guess we'll start with going around the corner and seeing who everybody is. So let's start with Adam. Adam, man, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Adam Russell, known as the Bit Dragon. I am actually the co-founder and the CVO of Rev3al. I'll tell you a little bit about my background real quick. Background in cybersecurity, XR, VR, augmented reality space, 2014. 2016, blockchain space, heavily involved as an advisor, an investor, and a thought leader. And we've been doing it ever since. And so, we've had a chance to meet a lot of incredible people, including yourself, Wayne, and many events all around the world. That's how I met Alex as well. That's how I met Tony. And, me and Mo have actually been doing this for 7 years now, and we've been building Rev3al for 2 years just to solve problems that are happening every day in the Web3 space. And we're super excited to be here. So thank you for having us.
Let's jump over to Tony next.
Hey, Wayne. Good to see you again, brother. We got to see you last when you were out here in Scottsdale. We spent a lot of good times together. Glad to be on. My name is Tony Morera. I'm the CMO for Rev3al. I just came on board with these guys, and after seeing what they're building and what they're doing, there's no way I couldn't be a part of this. I'm a man of challenge. I love challenges, and here at Rev3al, we believe that we are going to be bridging that gap between Web2 and Web3, and I'm just stoked for not only what we're doing at Rev3al, but the future of Web3, the future of the blockchain itself, and it's just an incredible time to be alive. So it's a pleasure to be here, Wayne. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thanks again, Tony. All right, Alex, last but not least.
Yeah, what's up, Wayne? Yeah, good seeing you again, man. Every convention I go to, you're always there and always with a smile on your face. And so really appreciate you bringing us to your podcast. Yeah, a little bit about me. I'm Alex Nace. I'm COO with Rev3al. Background, I also was a public speaker, just like Mo, but on teaching leaders how to be leaders, and was going to go down like Tony Robbins type platform. And then I discovered this really cool thing called the metaverse, and got heavily into gaming and metaverse and Web3. And then since then, I've been advising numerous companies in tech and AI and gaming, entertainment, media, all the sorts. And I came across these guys with Rev3al. And let me tell you, man, I'm a big believer that a team is only as strong as its leadership. And these guys are good dudes with solid background and proven track record of success. And they're just fun to work with. So I said, they offered for having me come on. I said, absolutely, I'd love to work with you guys. And here I am. But yeah, thanks for having us today.
Awesome. So welcome again, guys. Let's jump right into it. I don't know if Adam or Mo, you guys decide who's going to talk about this one, but tell everybody that's listening, what is Rev3al?
Sure. When you think about security, think about McAfee, you think of Norton. And when the Web3 space, when we first got involved, there was no security. Matter of fact, there still is no security. And what happened is, and when me and Mo back in 2016 got in the blockchain space, we got an ICOs, IDOs, IEOs, DeFi, Metaverse, all of it. And what we found, it was super easy to get scammed. We were getting scammed on ICOs, on NFTs, connecting to counterfeit websites, bought fake NFTs, I mean, you name it. And what we found is that there was really no solution to protect people. So we decided to build a suite of products, which we'll call the Norton 360 of protection of Web3. As Tony said, we're bridging the gap between Web2 and Web3 with a suite of products that solve a lot of the problems that many of you guys are experiencing, such as buying an NFT that was a fake one, making sure that you have the actual, real, authentic that was created and authenticated by the creator, right? Second thing, authentication. You're used to something you know, something you don't know, something you have. 2FA, multi-factor authentication. We created 3DFA, real 3DFA, which is who, what, and where. And we were going to be rolling that technology out, which will be object-based authentication. Geolocating where you're located, when you authenticate, what you authenticate with, and a biometric of your face and your audio. And lastly, one of the biggest problems is connecting to any decentralized application. Anytime you connect your MetaMask, we haven't rolled out the details. We'll just call it red light, green light. And red light, green light means, hey, it's safe to move forward. You can connect your wallet. We check the permissions, the verifications, everything looks good. Or, man, this looks really bad. You're up for probably a rug pull. This has not been authenticated. It's not verified. And there's horrible permissions asking for access to every part of your wallet. And that's just the beginning of what we're building here at Rev3al. We have over 100 partners. We have 8 metaverse partners, including TCG World, where Alex used to be from. According to yourselves, CVO Protocol, which we're super excited about what you guys are building. But yeah, Rev3al's here to really be a trusted brand that allows you to be able to go into the space, whether you're already in the space or you're brand new to the space, and know that someone's got your back. And our tagline for Rev3al is all will be revealed. I hope that gives you a little bit of an understanding of what we do. We are on KuCoin as a token. We actually have raised some capital. We're based all around the world, and we're looking forward to sharing you guys our background in crypto and the crazy experiences we've had over the years. Yes.
Yeah, and just real quick to add on to that too, just the overall kind of vision of Rev3al is to also build a brand in security that people can know and then they can trust. There's a lot of security, high-end tech talk that goes over a lot of people's heads, but the average user needs to have something that's very easy to use, and it's covering them from all the dangers of today. Like, people used to fall for Nigerian print scams of the past. Today we look at that like, man, how could you be so how could you fall for something so easy to identify? But now scams and hacks, they've gotten smarter, and they're tricking people in ways where people don't know that they're being tricked. So we, as a security company, want to educate people on just kind of do's and not do's that people don't know. We want to give them solutions for not only today's problems that are easy for them to use, but also solutions for the future in evolving tech as well. So we want to build that kind of trusted brand.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, what you said, what Adam said in terms of security, and you guys talking about scams, when you think about the space today, I mean, many people say that don't understand the space. It's plagued with scams, right? But it's really, when you think about it, Alex even said, when you think about the Nigerian print scam, the scams are still around. The scams, there's real estate scams, there's stock scams. I think what happens is we need better tools to prevent that. And it sounds like that's what you guys are doing, because that's not going to go away. And especially in open technology where anybody can come in and create anything, you've got to be able to tell the difference, what's good, what's bad, what's legit, what's not. So it's important to have that because trust is really what people need to understand. You know, every day I turn around, I see someone says something on a social media site where they connected their wallet to this fraudulent site or something else, and next thing you know, their whole wallet's wiped out.
It's so sad.
So yeah, those tools are important.
When people got involved in this space, they got it for 2 reasons. They're either libertarian, or like most said, they're techie. And the problem is they have no idea how to build a great brand. They have no idea how to create a user experience, but they slap something together. They come up with a MetaMask, come up with a Kraken, early Kraken, Bittrex, OpenSea, and those early platforms were so horrible user experiences. Then they created brands. Now I want you to think about it. There's 24,000 coins or tokens, and if you look at all of the projects in Web3, it's like 200,000. Think about how many brands. Now, maybe you personally know a decent amount of brands because you're in the space, but most people, lucky if they know 10 to 20 brands out of 20,000 plus. You know, so to have a brand that people can recognize, we did it in reverse, right? We said, let's build the brand first that people could recognize, then build a Amazon Buy Now super simple process that people could interact with So we have a simple user interface that anybody could use for all of our products. And then back that in with proprietary technology that we build, but also partner, collaborate, and as recent as our acquisition, and acquire, right? And that's how you build a multi-billion-dollar brand. And that's what we're in the business to do, is to help people be able to interact as easy as possible and as safe as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Look, what you guys are talking about, user interfaces, I've said that for years. This space has some of the best tech, but it's not user focused. And I always give the example. I'm an Android guy. I have Android phones, but I always tell people, why is the iPhone so popular? Is it the best phone on the market? I don't really think it is. You guys think it is? Why is it so popular?
Because of the brand.
The brand, and it's easy to use, right?
It's super easy to use.
You're right.
For most
yeah,
people.
So that's that's what drives adoption. I always love giving comparisons back to the to older tech adoption cycles, whether it's the internet, social media, or even going further back than that. But let's stop on the brand for a second, guys, and I'll see if see who wants to take this one. But you mentioned it. You guys have done a lot to build your brand. I've seen that, at events. Obviously, you guys say you see me at every event. I see you at every event. But it's more than that. I mean, you guys are heavy into Twitter Spaces, a lot of collabs, a lot of partnerships. So someone's looking to build their brand image out there. What's some strategy tips that you guys could give that you have used to build that brand, to get that brand recognition and to build more credibility in the space?
I'll take that one. Unless you want to take that, Mo.
Go, Tony.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. To add to that, Wayne, it's a very good question. A lot of these companies seem to forget that a brand isn't what you say it is. It's what your customers and your community say it is. And it is imperative that you don't let your community decide what that is. You hand it to them. You give it to them. You tell them what your brand is. And by doing so, you engage with your community. You interact with them. We have our weekly Twitter Spaces, shameless plugs, on Wednesday at 10 a.m. PST. Sorry, Wayne. But we have you on there all the time. We have a lot of our partners, and we invite anybody to come out and talk. And we're not just talking about Rev3al. We're talking about topics that are trending. We're talking about things that are relevant to the Web3 space. You want to have that interactivity with your community, but you also want to have transparency. You want to communicate with them as often as you possibly can so that you can, gain that trust that your community wants to receive from a higher voice in the field. And at Rev3al, we strive to provide a very easy to use experience, but one that is going to be around for generations to come. I want my kids to be protected from fraudulent activity in the future. I want, my parents, my siblings, my wife, I want everybody to be protected and safe. To be able to move into the future of Web3, we need to create that trust and reliability. And in order to do that from a brand's perspective, communication is key. I firmly believe that. I think that's the biggest component of it. You want to engage with your community as often and as frequently as possible. That's why we have our Twitter Spaces. You want to engage with your community in a whole different level. Open up AMAs. We have monthly AMAs where we ask our community to write questions and we answer them as a podcast style type level, where we're engaging with them, making sure that our alignments are in focus with what our community wants. And that's how we move forward. We're not here to reinvent the wheel. We simply want to enhance it. It's a model that I've used for a very long time. Most people tend to think that they need to reinvent the wheel. That's not necessarily the case. Sometimes just changing the spokes might help a little bit with aerodynamics. You know what I mean? Maybe changing the tire might help a little bit. So as often as you can, try to engage with your community. And that's what I got from mine.
To add to that, because Tony, you're so right. I mean, since we brought you on, the brand has gone 100 times past the level that it was before. We always realize that's the first image of everything you see as a brand, right? It's what is going to stand out from other brands. It's what's going to show what is it your brand actually does and how does it resonate with people. So what we realized in the security space, my background is cybersecurity, it's not too sexy. It's like insurance. You have to have it. Nobody really wants to have it. You have it running in the background in your computer, slowing the shit down. It's driving you crazy. And at the end of the day, the only thing it reminds you is there is it pops up. It says you got to renew it. And so we want to try to make security sexy again. Or security sexy. No one's ever done it. No one's ever tried to make a brand that people really enjoy. And they're like, wow, that's a cool brand. These guys are down to earth. They want to build something I really want to interact with cool colors and cool visuals. And, you know, Tony with a background from Apple, he brings such a high level of flair of branding that I've never seen in the crypto space. And so I'm super excited to have Tony on board. And yeah, the brand is everything for us guys. Everything.
Absolutely. So I sense maybe some gear coming out that says "Make security sexy again."
Might be coming.
We have some stuff in the works. We can't talk about it quite yet.
We got some exciting stuff about the brand. That's for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I was talking to my team today about getting some gear out there. I'm like, not necessarily field specific. Yeah, it'll have our logo on there somewhere, but sayings like that or slogans or something that's just catchy in the space, just to get more people to look and ask questions. And well, what is that? You know.
Well, that's why the back of our shirt says "All will be revealed." All will be revealed. Yeah.
Gotcha. Keeps that that mystery. Yeah, and you know when you look at what you guys are doing, most people will look at that and you're right. They look at this space or they're in this space and they think that traditional methods will work, where they just throw some money at marketing or advertising and that's going to catch on. That doesn't really work. So the community building on your side. Kudos to everybody, because that's really what it takes. And it's going to take to build trust in this. You know, something Mo mentioned earlier, even you guys with a ton of experience get scammed in the space. I think we've all experienced that at some point. And our biggest problem is we decided to push through, whether it's because we're visionaries, we had enough belief in the space. But what about, you know, all these people that come in brand new and their first experience in the space is a scam, is them losing money, you know, connecting something, purchasing a fake NFT. One way or another, they lose money. That could be the catalyst where like, well, you know, screw this, I'm done. I didn't have this happen when I was playing in that Web2 space. Let me go back to that safety net. And that's I think the biggest problem we have in terms of we've got to be able to protect people before we just run them off. And because we know they're going to come back, but the chance, you know, how long is that going to take to happen? Is that going to slow adoption if a lot of people don't have a way to trust what they're doing?
Well,
and
and
then are scared.
Yeah, well, and a lot of people don't realize that that the real world, you're getting scammed left and right just as much as the Web3 world. Like literally yesterday, I got a text on my phone that says UPS has failed to deliver this package. Please click on this link to go pick it up at a nearby place. It's a total scam.
Yeah,
a lot of
I got it today.
Yeah, literally, and it's going around a lot right now because I've been talking to this about a couple people. Oh yeah, I just got that too. Oh yeah, Tony has it too.
Tony.
So these scams, they exist in real life just as much as anywhere else. But crypto, it definitely got a little bit of a stigma when people came over just because it wasn't the most user experience. A lot of the companies don't have a UX guy on the team. And when you try something new and you have a bad experience right out of the get-go, you tend to not want to go back, right? So people are used to these one-point click solutions like Amazon. Like that's how I buy something. I go here, I click once, and it's done. I don't have to go through steps A through Q to get something. Right. But it's becoming more and more easier for people to use. But you're right. There's still these scams and hacks going on left and right, which is why we not only want to be a company that steps up and to help develop solutions for now and in the future, but we also want to educate people, like that UPS thing right there, or scanning a QR code. A lot of people don't know people can get into your phone that way. Or when a scam caller calls you and you answer the phone and there's nothing on the other end, it's just like electronic, like void. And you're like, oh, well, that was weird. You just confirmed your identity to a robot. A lot of people aren't aware of this kind of stuff. So we want to be a company that people can trust, not to help provide solutions, but to educate them on the dangers in this industry as well as real life as well.
And to add to that, social hacking, so they call it social engineering, is the easiest way to get hacked in real life, whether it be crypto or it be real life. So that's a social hack. But even more so, imagine if you got a text to watch this cool video, it came from me. Now you probably open it because you always open text from me.
Right. Scary.
My PSA is never click anything unless you're in a closed system inside your company, because it's very possible the person was compromised that who has the credibility. And that's the biggest problem, is that it's that easy for them to spoof your name, spoof your number, and before you know it, whether it be your email, your phone, and as you mentioned, the QR codes. Matter of fact, I spoke on one of your stages, Metaverse 2022, and we talked about PSA, about scanning QR codes and how scary it can be. It's just like clicking on a link. And the awareness is everything, right? Bringing awareness to the masses, not only on crypto, but in the idea of this social hacking. Because it is so easy for them to take advantage of you. And a Starbucks, you go to click on the SSID, click here to click on Starbucks. Do you know how easily my hackers can make it look like a Starbucks page with the SSID? And boom, you're connected to their network. And now they have access to everything you have.
Yep. Yeah, Adam, with those
skimmers,
links,
there's so many ways that people get your information. It's scary.
with those links, which a good PSA, don't click on any links. I wish there was some kind of like tech out there that would like check out a link to make sure it's legit and do like a little mini audit.
There's a black box.
And then tell me that it's
I use it for my
lightweight.
I use it for my QR codes. And when I click a link, if I need to click a link, it checks it, opens it in a safe space, and then it quarantines it if it's bad.
Yeah. I was alluding to one of our technologies we're developing.
That's what we're developing. Yeah.
Nice. Wouldn't you guys say, AI is up in the game in terms of not just productivity and efficiency, but also scams, right? Yes. I've heard of people already that have gotten scam calls pretending to be someone that they know that's using their voice.
Well, the new technology that's out only needs 3 seconds of your voice. Not only do they now be able to recreate your voice, but they also can look at your online social media profile, your footprint, and then become you. Now they have a personality and they have your voice. Now they're you. Yeah. And you're right. They call up. Oh my God, these people are holding me hostage. I just heard about it the other day, right? The girl called the grandparents, send the hostage money. This is so easy for them to do this. So now you have to have another PSA. Make sure you have a code word. Yeah. For real, with your kids. If they call you, what's the code? Because without the code, it could be AI. Right?
That's actually very smart for people to do, to have a family code. I'm very big in the AI industry. I do a podcast on it, and it's pretty scary how fast we've gotten past this, what they call uncanny valley, where I can't tell what's real or not anymore. I could put 10 photos in front of you and you wouldn't be able to tell me which one's the AI generated one. And when you get a call from your daughter or your son, and it's their voice, it's from their number, and they're just saying, "Hey, Dad, I forgot what's your birthday again?" You're gonna very naturally just give up that information, and it's pretty wild. So yeah, we were talking earlier about how easy some people fall for these Nigerian print scans, how gullible they can be. Well, man, what if it's your own relative in their voice or in their text or whatever? How they communicate with you, and it mirrors them. How are we supposed to expect people to not fall for that?
If I can add to that, because Alex brought up a very good point, and Adam with the family code. Funny enough, I've been using that with my family for a long time. But it's not only important to have a family code for confirmation, but also a family code for distress. So like an SOS code, if something is wrong, and you give them this specific number, let's say that the family code is 12, right? Or 1235, okay? That's the family code or whatever. That's how you know that it's legitimately me. But if I tell you 3512, that means that somebody's holding me against my will and doing something. You see what I'm saying? Are you following so far? It's like the second code, or if the code is backwards, it's basically saying, you know, something's wrong. It's not just me, but somebody's forcing me to do this. So think critically. It's what it's trying to convey. You know, proceed with caution, if you will.
Yeah. So, and there's so many movies that are like predictors of the future.
Yeah.
Right? That they've seen this before.
Very true.
It's crazy. And the AI technology is getting a little bit insane, guys. Like, to the point where they can change your face, be the different person. Deep fakes are getting out of control.
I think deep fakes have been around. We're getting more access to them now. I think governments have had that tech for.
Oh, they've had it for years. And then, listen, AI they've had for years, but they added chat. GPT 1, 2, 3, and 4. They've been out there for at least 10 years, but they just added the chat interface, which kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's all about the user interface. And once they made it super simple, then it just exploded with this prompting industry that you could literally create almost anything you can imagine now. You just speak it into existence. And then it's kind of changing the way that people are doing their work, or losing their job, or changing their job.
All right.
But either way, AI is a big influence. And there's AI security issues too. Mm-hmm. Major, like you mentioned earlier, like there's major issues where AI, you could literally program it to hack something, or to break something, or exploit something.
Or something.
And it takes AI to combat AI. How crazy is that? Right? You got an AI malicious code and AI security going at each other. It's like, where's the people? It's just AI. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Or in simpler terms, you've got AI generated papers that college kids are writing, and then the professors have technology to help them identify
if it's not AI or if it is AI.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's important. I mean, we live in a digital, a more and more digital first world. We're all connected digitally. Security is things that most people don't think about. You're right. You said it earlier. It's not sexy. Most people don't think of it as sexy. And most people don't even think it's that important until something happens, until it's too late. So it's important that people think ahead, plan ahead, and learn more about it. So kudos to you guys for educating people around what you're doing. And I'm sure just a little insight. So just a question maybe for you, Adam. Have you seen, have you guys started utilizing AI technologies within your work, what you're building?
We use AI every day for different reasons. A lot of content reasons, of course. Some logistical aspects of critical thinking that makes your life easier. High-level data analytics when we build out the infrastructure of some of the other future products. We will actually be utilizing AI in one of our future products that's in our roadmap, which is our haptic feedback product, and Real Intuition. And what Real Intuition is going to do is going to allow us to be able to go into a virtual space where you normally don't have any intuition in a virtual space. It goes out the window. And what this technology will do when we build it out, it'll use AI to look at all the profiles of everyone in that virtual world to see what their profile is like, whether they're a good person or a bad person, whether they have good tendencies, bad tendencies, towards whatever it is. We'll have a haptic feedback wristband that literally your skin is acts like a sixth sense, and it'll communicate with you. For some reason, it's telling you don't know why, because it's doing this pattern you don't know. You should go left. And all of a sudden, you just go left. You don't know why, but there was actually a bad actor to the right. Or maybe this person has pedophilia tendencies. You don't want to send them to a bunch of little boys or girls. You want to send them off the other direction. It'll automatically, you won't even know why, as long as you're wearing the wristband, you'll be able to have this intuition.
Yeah.
So that's all AI driven in the back end. So that's just an example. But yeah, we use it every day from a productivity perspective, and also incorporating it inside of our tools and our different product suites as well.
What if I told you that's not really Adam that you're talking to right now? It's our AI program for podcasts. Yeah, it's for any listeners that watch Black Mirror. Every day, it's feeling like more and more quality Black Mirror
episode
are coming out. Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I don't know if those of you that haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it. But Salma Hayek is not really Salma Hayek.
Oh yeah, I just watched that one the other day. Yeah.
Whoa, that's possible.
Yeah.
It is possible. That whole Netflix thing, they have. I don't know what terms and conditions I signed, brother. I really don't know.
Nobody reads terms and conditions.
Nobody
right?
reads
that
them.
was the whole premise.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is going to become more and more important. Even as people click on terms and conditions, it may not be as extreme as in that Black Mirror episode, but you could give companies the rights to use your likeness, use your image, use your voice, whatever it is. So you think you're just signing up for a video platform that, I can upload videos kind of like a TikTok and not realize that you're just giving them explicit right to market using you. And they can create a video promoting a product that you don't even agree with.
So then what would
right
you...
now you're ruining your image. You're ruining your reputation. Think about the terms and conditions for TikTok. You're giving your access to everything.
Yep.
Listen from the computer, every phone that you have connected to, everything in your entire life, really. You gave permission for.
So then I got a question for all you guys then is, what would be a solution for that? Because we can't teach everybody legalese. Like we can't, like somebody just wants to access a website. Like they're just trying to do this quick little thing and read this article.
We could use
terms and
AI
conditions pop up.
and we could have a terms and condition simplifier.
Analyzer.
Well, we do.
That's a good idea.
ChatGPT can simplify terms and conditions for you already, and using their API, you can actually integrate it so that you can analyze different terms and conditions for different documents.
Well, it's already there. It just hasn't been packaged in a cool user interface.
In a cool user interface, correct.
Because that's what you mean. Like it would be really cool marketing. You actually just came up with a really good idea.
Which is a great opportunity for us to announce. It's a great opportunity for us to announce our next product.
Our next product.
And patent
Real
pending,
text.
so no one take it.
Patent
It's
pending.
going to be called Real Terms.
Real terms with a 3. Real terms.
With a 3. Yeah, Real R3. With
Dude,
T.
I would pay
RMS.
money for that right now.
Well,
No,
there
think
is
about it.
there
I
is
mean, How
there
much
is
fun
an
would it
AI.
Out. He's getting the patent right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I already have my assistant doing it. Mauricio.
There is a lawyer that's all AI based. It's called Do Not Pay. Have you guys heard of it?
And you know he got in
that
trouble.
one.
You know he got in trouble using it.
Who
'cause
did?
it wasn't.
Yeah,
accurate
it wasn't
information?
accurate.
Yeah.
Who really?
It's a huge
Wow.
thing. It was just in the news.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, they're-
literally is in big trouble.
There goes to show you. I mean, you can't trust everything. It needs to be vetted. It needs to be authenticated.
What do they
needs to
say?
be verified.
Good stuff in, good stuff out. Bad stuff in.
Bad stuff in, bad stuff out. Yeah.
But that's also
That's
one
what
of the
scares me when
problems-
they got AI getting trained on the deep web, in the dark web. Think about the information that's getting.
But also a big problem with these AIs or these large language models too is that they're getting trained off data that is a couple years old. So there could be a law passed or something changed to where it's suggesting that that you're covered because of XYZ, but in the last 2 years, laws went through to adjust it. So now that legal opinion is actually incorrect. So you need an AI that keeps up to date with that's live fed information, which we're getting there very quick, but it's not quite there yet.
I think there's multiple different language models. So, like ChatGPT, it used to do only about 2 years, but a lot of the newer language models will use real-time data. And they're going out and they're learning quickly, whether it be internally in your company or across the board.
Yeah.
Like literally, it goes and pulls from every different medium, real time.
Yeah, that's where that
Which is
activist
insane.
part comes in.
Yeah, it's getting a little scary. A lot when you've got the heads of Google and you've got the heads of like Elon or major companies that are the top researchers in AI telling you that we're screwed, well, it's pretty scary. You know what I mean? Like they're like stop, like let's stop doing this, and nobody's listening.
Well, and then on top of that, there's a lot of companies that are now banning AI products and software from their employees because it's sending personal like company info to these big corporations, and they have to keep that under wraps. They have to keep that secret. And so that's where you get this like decentralized model where you can set your own parameters and you can set who my private info goes to. I think it's going to be a really big thing, which will draw more people into decentral crypto and blockchain world as a whole, because a lot of these companies are going to really need that extra layer of security, which is why we're in a good space to help prepare for all of that, to cover not only the solutions of everybody coming over when that happens, but also these future problems that nobody else really wants to take under their belt. Like you said earlier, Adam, not many people want to go out and start a security company. So there's not very many out there.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I was in Lisbon, Spain, or in Lisbon, Portugal, with Mo, and I looked around. I was with Near Protocols, one of our partners. Also, we got a grant from Near, and we're at the Near Foundation and at their big party, at their big event. But we're at the event during the day, and there's like 250 exhibitors. And I said, Mo, I just had an epiphany. He says, what? I said, there's 250 high-level tech companies here. All of them have customers that need security. They all need security, and none of them want to be in the security business. I saw the bulb pop over Mo's head, and I was like, think about it. We're a brand. Why can you only think of a couple of, on one hand, security companies? Because it's a very difficult thing to do, but it's more difficult to build a brand, right? And we're the first ones that are really tackling building a brand. There's been other people. There's like 50 security companies in Web3, and you probably can't name one of them. Because again, it's all about being recognized in the space, being the first that people think of. Because let's face it, it's so simple when you do a research, or your buddy tells you, oh, you know what, I use this. More so, the only one you ever see is McAfee or Norton or Malwarebytes. You don't really care what your buddy told you. Your buddy might have told you about a great software solution, but you're probably going to go with what's everybody knows.
The brand you recognize.
The brand. And I can tell you about great secure software, but you're probably not going to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Building that brand trust. And, you know, back to our conversation on AI, and Alex, you kind of touched on it, but I really think that AI is going to make this whole Web3, cryptocurrency, and blockchain space better, but it's also going to flip around the same way. Decentralized technologies, Web3, crypto, blockchain is going to make AI better in terms of inputs, in terms of transparency. You know, so I think that's why the reason I brought it up here, and I hear it brought up so many times, is I haven't been to one crypto meetup or event in the last 4 months without AI being a topic that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
You know, it's creeping in everywhere, and it just makes sense that it creeps into this conversation because security is a big concern with people. You know, and as technology evolves, the security has to evolve along with it. Just like people say, oh, what's going to happen to Bitcoin when there's, you know, quantum computing can take it down? Well, there's going to be quantum resistant ASIC.
Quantum
right?
proofing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's technology is going to evolve. Or technology. I heard somebody mention this the other day on a podcast I was listening to. Technology continues; it fails to evolve, and then that's when it fails to scale, and then it evolves, and then it fails to scale again, and then it evolves, and so that's where you see some projects drop off, some brands just completely go away, and those that are nimble, that can adapt to that. And let's face it, now you've got to adapt at a faster pace because AI is changing the game to where, hey man, that sounds cool. We'll probably see that in 2 to 3 years. No, it's out in 2 to 3 weeks.
We're reaching a point of critical mass where there's exponential growth.
Right.
And it's not, it's ending itself 10x, 100x. And before you know it, we could potentially come to a point of singularity. And what's really crazy is that there's this collision of multiple different technologies coming together right now. And you look at, Pandora's out of the box because they've got robotics and AI coming together. You got AI with blockchain and decentralization. And then you take AI, blockchain, robotics, and merge that with what's happening in the world with all the biggest problem right now is cyber warfare and cybersecurity. The World Economic Forum said it's the biggest threat to the world right now. Yeah. Meanwhile, here we are building all of this, and we have the biggest threat is technology and how fast it's moving, and it's getting to the point where I don't know if we can control it. It's getting a little bit crazy. Too crazy, actually.
Well, and that's just what we're aware of. Like doing an AI podcast and working with some of these companies, like I've seen a little behind the scenes on some stuff. And while Midjourney and ChatGPT and all this stuff is pretty cool, like there's just, it's so much more than what people even know right now. And for the AI enthusiasts on here listening in, who've been really following this, they would also agree that they know of a lot of other programs out there that's being made, and it's wild. But that's nothing compared to what we don't know about. Like if all this happened in the government and had this for years and years and years and years, okay, now that it's more public, what do they have that we're not privy to?
They're 20 years ahead of us.
Exactly.
Usually.
Yeah, and so there was predictions that artificial general intelligence and like sentient intelligence, like this was eight years off and like 12 years for AGI. That number has been cut in half, basically, just off what we know today. And it might even be cut in another half with what we don't know. So yeah, technology is moving so fast. And that's why with like NFTs kind of had a little phase for a bit where everyone was talking about NFTs. And then same thing with the metaverse. Everyone was talking about metaverse, and then both those kind of died down. But AI, I don't think is going to be a phase. I think this is going to be an ever evolving topic, and it's going to ingrain in society. It's going to be so prevalent. So I think this is something that is here to stay. So for anybody out there that's going to school for AI or anything like that, like you're probably in a good industry.
I've kind of got, I mean, I do agree with a lot what you're saying there, Alex, because it's ready for consumer use. It's not an early phase adoption where there's a lot of speculation around it. But I think we'll see something similar to what we saw in past adoption cycles where a lot of people are just going to attach AI to their name and try to ride that wave.
Yep.
And those insignificant ones that don't really do anything, that don't differentiate, they're going to fall off. But I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I wanted to shift the conversation to talk about some of these other technologies in Web3, NFT being one of them. Because that's, I think, when we first met, a big part of your technology was around NFTs, NFT marketplaces, security around identifying NFTs. And that's still very important because most people today don't even understand truly what NFTs are. They think they're a cartoon JPEG of a profile picture that you just have ownership of. But man, utility of NFTs is just going to drastically accelerate. And what most people don't even realize that they're going to be using NFTs in the future, and we're not even going to call them.
Not
NFTs.
even going to know they're doing it.
Correct.
Right. Your title to your car, your deed to your house, your just anything. You go to buy your wife a designer bag, and you're going to have a digital certificate saying that it's authentic, and that's, you're not even going to realize it's an NFT.
They're tokenizing everything. They can tokenize real estate, they can tokenize ownership, but here's the key: is that NFTs is like an access pass for everything. Okay. Title of ownership for anything. And the thing is that it was in a hype cycle, so of course everybody got caught up in the exuberance of the Bored Apes and the V Friends and Doodles, etc. But at the beginning of any hype cycle, it has to run its cycle. And it ran its cycle, but that didn't go anywhere. It is literally the backbone of most of the future decentralized applications that are being developed It's the backbone of the economy of a lot of the metaverses. And it is absolutely being adopted by the big Fortune 50 and 100 companies across the board. Every week, there's an article about a major company that is using NFTs. Even Starbucks, Louis Vuitton, Adidas, Nike, Samsung, I can go on and on. But it's becoming so important to them. At the beginning, they were just kind of playing with it. You know what I mean? And jump in a sandbox. Like they don't really want like a square purse if you're Louis Vuitton or Prada. You know, you want something high quality, you know, Unreal 5 level, real high level resolution quality graphics. But they also want to be able to have utility that they can utilize to do rewards points. So you can reward their customers and get access to all kinds of future access. You know, this is the VIP access for the back end of the clothing sale that's going to happen at the end of this year. And this is the kind of things they want. They want these loyalty program. That's what they want. They want to grab you, but they want to digitally grab you. And they want to have this on our certificate. And we realized that. In Rev3al, we built the first security-centric NFT marketplace that uses an ability to do anti-rug pull in the full version, which will then check to see if the creator's the real person, have accountability and responsibility. The first one to check the authenticity and to make sure that what was created by that creator can be authenticated, not just owned. And now we have a safe place for an artist or a brand or a creator to launch from. Now they can bring it anywhere they want after that. They can bring it to any NFT marketplace they want. But to start with, we had to battle test. We had to build an NFT marketplace that's got that Amazon buy now, super easy user experience, and be able to keep them in a safe space. And so that's one of the things that we've been really focused on, and we're super proud of. And we're about to roll out, and it's been years in the making to build the underlying technology, which is the API, Application Platform Interface, that could work with any NFT marketplace. But we're going to start it out with our own. We built our very own NFT marketplace. There's hundreds of them out there, maybe thousands of them. But to build one that anybody can go to, anybody can play with it, anybody can use it. So NFTs are not going anywhere.
They are not.
And they're going to become even more and more important as time goes on.
Man, I'm glad you said that. I went down the NFT rabbit hole. I bought my first NFT in December of 2017. And it was just to play around, just to get a test of it. It was actually CryptoKitties. I was playing around with that. I actually made a few ETH off of CryptoKitties. So
Nice. Good for you.
Can't really complain about that. You know, you could breed them and make new ones. So, you know, and it was in the minting function. But I collected sports cards as a kid. So seeing that aspect, and then I went deep down the rabbit hole of what NFTs can be. And you gave some great examples. I mean, when someone's owns something in a metaverse, that unique item is going to be an NFT because it has to have a unique identifier. When you own something in a game, a shield, a skin, a weapon, depending on whatever game you're playing, in future games that incorporate Web3, that's going to be an NFT. You're not going to call it that. And Adam, you said something that I've been telling people a lot. NFTs as being called access passes, that's what you're going to really see accelerate. Because you want to get the inside scoop. You want to be the insider in this company or this brand or whatever. You want to hear about everything first from this tech company. Get an access pass. And what is that access pass going to be? It's going to utilize NFT technology. We're just not going to call it NFT.
Right. And if you buy it with a credit card, so we're working with like NFT Pay, you'll be able to connect with your credit card. You have no idea you even bought an NFT. You just spent something with a credit card. MetaKeep creates a wallet, which literally just when you're onboarded with an email address, boom, you have a wallet, and now you have custody that's sitting there, and you can take access to it anytime you want. But I think that there was a really cool gaming company called Shrapnel when I was in Consensus. You remember them. And so we're going to be in talks with them, and they're making a AAA gaming experience but they're doing an NFT marketplace that is completely in the background. That when you're buying skins, just like you said, or you're buying weapons, you don't even realize you did it because the gamers are really resistant to get into space.
They are resistant.
Yeah.
Once they get into space, though, it's over because there's hundreds of millions of gamers. I mean, they're one of the biggest, easiest adopters. If you go from your like younger generation with your Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite, right? Then you go to the older generation with your GTA 5, and you go into the Halo and all of the World of Warcraft. When these games start to bring in NFTs, and you're gonna buy them with a credit card or in-game points, it's over. As soon as they realize that they can monetize this, it's also over. Because they make millions of dollars making games in Roblox. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And by the way, they can pull the. People don't know this. I was talking to a guy who's making him and his buddy in their 20s. They've been doing Roblox games for 5 years. Met him in Boca, and they literally were shut off on their millions of dollars that were making Roblox because someone in their community converted something that they did to US dollars, and they shut down their game money. They kept the game going and took all their money.
Ouch. Yeah.
All of their consistent money. So that's crazy, right?
Web 2 versus Web 3, you lose your ownership.
Right.
And Web 2.
Not keys
And,
to
I've been saying this all the time. Like we as we make the space easier, more and more people are going to get in. Gaming's going to be a big catalyst to Web 3 adoption. But gamers don't really care if it's Web 2, Web 3. They're resistant because of the friction. We've got to make it to where they don't even realize that they're operating in that space where they have NFTs, they're playing in a blockchain, or they have a wallet in which I think that's where this whole collaboration that we're all doing, you guys have got the technology put in to help with this. MetaKeep, you mentioned, Naga and those guys, we worked with them to get our technology into the wallet to create a wallet experience where the user doesn't even realize they're spinning up a wallet, a non-custodial wallet where they control, but they don't even realize they have it. And then on our case with the FIO names, where that FIO name is your wallet address, and they don't have to worry about those long, complicated wallet addresses because that's another friction point. But that handle that they use in the game is also their wallet address, but it also doesn't matter what chain they're playing the game on because they're not going to care whether they're playing the game on Wax or Polygon or Solana. No, it doesn't matter to them. But that one handle is universal instead of, okay, I've got this handle that I'm used when I'm playing on the Wax chain, but oh crap, I switched chains. I got to connect a different wallet with a new handle. That whole seamless experience where they don't even know is really what's going to drive and really accelerate adoption, I guess.
Well, that's what makes FIO shine. Besides for you guys were super cool, you and Mike and the crew. I definitely saw the technology because it was the first time that somebody tried to do this was Dash, like 4 or 5 years ago, but it was only on their chain, and it was only, you know what I mean? It wasn't universal. So to make it blockchain agnostic and to make it so it's a real good user experience.
Right.
Because let's face it, I run, I don't know, 10 or 12 MetaMasks. Each one has 4 or 5 addresses. Then I have, multiple cold storage wallets. And then I have, at one time we had 30 exchanges. Just remembering IDs and passwords. But the actual codes, I have to remember the last 4 digits. And there's a new scam, by the way, another PSA, super important. And it happened the other day to me, but thank God I caught it. What they'll do is they'll take the first 5 or 6 digits of an address and the 4 last digits, or 5 or 6, and they'll make it exactly the same as your last transaction. Last transaction. And what they'll do is they'll send you a couple of dollars or pennies, whatever it is, in your wallet.
Yeah, like the dust.
And people are in a habit of just clicking the last one that you sent to. Because it's such a pain in the ass to confirm if it was the right one and go back to see where you got it from. Maybe send it to you on WhatsApp or somebody sent you an email. Oh, well, I must have sent it to him before. I'll send it to him again. Go look close. It's happening all the time.
Yeah.
So I encourage you, my PSA, do not click the last link you sent to. Because it may not be the right address, someone else's address.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I think.
Go ahead, Tony.
Sorry, I just wanted to add, Adam. You might know this. Recently, a buddy of mine kind of was a victim of exactly what you just said. His trust wallet was completely wiped clean from something as simple as that, as not verifying the last transaction or the actual digits or the actual address. It's very, very easy to fall for this. And this guy is not, a novice. He's very techie. He's in the space. He's been in crypto since 2017. It can happen to anybody, and there needs to be safeguards and things in place to help the average Joe, if you will, but even myself, as intelligent as I like to believe I am, it's very, very easy to fall for stuff like this, even if you haven't noticed it. Now they're getting even more clever with other things such as emails, where they're actually putting your name. I don't know how they're getting the database for this information, because like the first red flag, if I see an email right from Coinbase, for example, right, it's going to address me by my name. It's not going to say dear Mr. Sir, ma'am. It's going to address me by my name. And now it's getting scarier and scarier. Now they're actually getting some kind of database that has at least my first name, and it's kind of weird, but.
Which is why you need a company looking out for people.
That's right.
You need a trusted brand. I wonder where that could be.
Maybe something will be revealed soon, right?
Something will be revealed.
Well, real quick to go back to the last topic that you just brought up, Wayne. NFTs, I think, are going to make a big comeback, and all of you guys said the exact reason why a lot of people were hesitant, especially in the gaming industry, as well as other hesitant people too, was people are looking for the utility. They're looking for something to work, something to help me out.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of this space, people kind of view it as, oh, you just go there and invest magic internet money and it will maybe turn into more magic internet money or not. But when these solutions come out that are making these games like cross-compatible, and you can bring things interoperable between stuff, like all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is actually pretty cool because it's the utility. And that's where I think a lot of NFTs there's gonna be so many good ideas with NFTs and smart contracts. People are gonna revolutionize. One quick example, then I'll turn back to you, is I was just talking with a music producer guy. And today, like, if you're an aspiring musician, like let's say Tony is an aspiring musician, the only real ways that you can make it big is you gotta know somebody that knows somebody, or you gotta go on a show like The Voice or something like that, right? Kind of long gone are the days where people are discovering music like Justin Bieber was discovered on YouTube. But with smart contracts, we can kind of change the game up a little bit. One question I've asked at least 40 people, and I've never gotten an answer to it, is using The Voice as an example. It's the #1 show out there for musicians, okay? Name me one winner in the last 7 years. Just one winner. No one can think of it. And some people could say, oh, well, I don't watch The Voice or something like that. Okay, but you would still hear news, like when American Idol and Kelly Clarkson, all this stuff, like it was all over the place. You would hear about. So how come we don't know these people anymore? It's because these shows, they're not about the singer. It's about the judges. It's about the production. It's not so much about the talent on stage, which is why there's no follow-up or anything either. Like someone wins last year. Okay, what did they do? Did they go make an album? Like, I don't know what happened. So, but with smart contracts, this could be some game-changing stuff here. Like #1, let's say Tony is this just really freaking good musician that sells NFTs and smart contracts. What if I bought an NFT from Tony for, like, let's say $100, and written in the smart contract was that I get 0.5% of all his record sales that he does for the rest of his life? Like, cool, here's a way that I believe in this guy so he can make some money off people that believe in him, by people buying his NFTs, and then we can get hooked up by him going out and performing and selling records, and I actually am now incentivized to send his name all over the place and say, you guys got to check him out. You guys got to check out. Why? Because I'll make
you want him to be successful.
I want him to be successful, which is another question I ask people is, when's the last time you shared music with somebody else? Like, kind of long gone are the days where we like write CDs and send, like, oh, you got to listen to the song. Like, everything's just kind of presented you in Spotify. Here's what you could listen to and here's what next. But no one really shares music anymore. But something like this, I absolutely would share Tony's name all over the place. And what a cool thing. I believe in this guy. I get a percentage of that. It's built into the smart contract. So these NFTs and smart contracts can revolutionize this industry in numerous industries. And I think that's where a lot of people are going to say, this is really cool technology, and it's going to get a lot more adoption real quick.
You know, they're locking it down. I'm going to explain what's happening. So,
oh, Adam, you're echoing a little bit. You got to mute one of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Oh. Grimes.
There you
go. Better.
Good. Yeah.
That's what I want on video, and I'm muted. Grimes actually realized that Post Malone and Drake, and they were literally taking a sample of their voice, and they were sending it out there and creating their own brand new music that wasn't them, right? So now you've got somebody like Grimes who Eli must have went to her and said, hey, I'll let you use my voice track. You can get 50% of the royalties, but I'm going to control it at the platform level, at the Apple iTunes, at the Spotify, at all those levels. Mm-hmm. And now you've got all these entertainers that can utilize their fame, but their voice, they're allowed to, now you can monetize it. The problem is, it's the NFTs, and they've been trying to do this for a while. So the audio, controlling the centralization of audio. Okay, so like Audius and these platforms that you can play only in these platforms, but it doesn't give you the full distribution of the big boys. And the big boys are the ones that are taking most of the money. They're the ones, unfortunately, are controlling the game. If somebody can get in the NFT space and create a distribution platform as much as iTunes and or Spotify, that's going to change the game. I don't know who that's going to be. There's a lot of companies trying to do it, but that's going to change the game.
And whoever does it, contact us. We'll protect your NFTs.
And we're already going to protect those NFTs. Absolutely.
There you go. All right, guys. So, hey, as we wrap up here, it's been a great conversation. I'm wondering, Alex, you mentioned a couple times. Should we ask Tony to sing before we leave?
Yes, he's really good.
Right,
especially on the spot on a call. He just can belt it out in the
Let's
moment's
do it.
notice.
Let's do it. I'll set up the mic.
Yeah. Journey playing.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, you're right, Adam, as far as the Grimes deal. I mean, she was pretty smart to say that she would share royalties with that because it's going to happen anyway. Why not get some control on it? And then distribution is going to be important. That's where NFTs come in. But when you think about it, most of these singers, they're not writing their own songs anyway. So
they're not.
Now you've got someone, you don't even have to perform it. Now you may want to perform it if it goes viral, but you can have someone take your voice, write a song, put it together, do all the creation.
First Ethereum DApp I ever saw, I kid you guys not, it was in 2016. It was by Bjork, Biork. She was like super ahead of the time, and they created, wasn't even MetaMask. It was an Ethereum wallet connector that allowed you to buy all the tracks of her entire album, and you could buy her voice track, the drum track, the guitar track, the whole tracks, or the whole album, and you could buy royalties to it. And they were selling it individually. And that's how far back that was. And it still hasn't picked up steam. That was in 2016. It's 2023. It
was super early.
It was so early.
Absolutely.
Nowadays, people are realizing, you know what, I can actually become famous. You made so much of a good point, Alex, but we could talk for hours on audio and NFTs, but thank you so much, Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we wrap up, guys, Adam, why don't you tell everybody where they can find out more information about Rev3al and all the great stuff that you guys are doing, and maybe plug that Twitter space one more time.
Absolutely. So Rev3al Twitter is Real Tech. So it's Rev3al Tech, Rev3al TECH on Twitter. You want to make sure you go to approved socials for us, our approved socials. So go to CoinMarketCap, look up Rev3al, and then from Rev3al, you can find all our socials there. Every single Wednesday at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, we do our Real Talk. We're talking about AI, We're talking about metaverse. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about security. We're talking about real world problems. We have top level speakers like Blockchain Wayne. We have incredible people on there on a regular basis sharing value. Yep. Just giving back as much as we can. You know, we were in this space, 2016, we had nobody to turn to. Literally, we had to learn as we went. And we want to share that back with people. We want to provide value. And if you want to come on stage, all you just put your hand up. And as long as you can speak, we will have you on our stage. And we'll be more than happy to have you share some value with our community. We've created partnerships, collaborations, just from the Twitter space. Like, I kid you not. That's how powerful our Twitter space is. And so, yeah, we'd love to have you on there again, of course, Wayne. And yeah, we do that every single week. We've been doing it for almost a year now. Absolutely. And riveal.io is our main website. We're about to do a relaunch of our website for the next couple of 3 weeks. We'll announce that. But yeah, it's very exciting.
Nice. I thought you guys had a pretty nice website to begin with, so can't wait to see that.
Oh, it's going to be even better. The new redesign is even better, brother.
Yeah. So. Nice. You know, as y'all know from our personal conversations, we struggle with our website, the prior team that built our website. And I would kind of use that. I was like, look at what Rev3al has. This is kind of, we need something more in line with that. That's more Web3 than the what we have out. But we actually have a redesign coming out in a few weeks as well.
Good.
Beautiful, man. That's awesome.
Awesome.
We always like helping out partners that we like. So
absolutely. Absolutely.
Reach out to us.
Man, I actually thought about going to a few of the websites. I just found a tool recently, an AI tool, to where it can pull the HTML code to where you can, if I like the way your website is, I put in that website and it basically creates me a copy of it, and I can go in and edit it.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
No, it's made it so much easier for ClickFunnels, websites, coding. You can just plagiarize and steal everything, really.
Great artists. That's what great artists do. Good artists, they copy. Great artists steal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, I heard we did a workshop last week for business owners in New Orleans, and one of the guys that came and talked, I can't really say who it works for. He asked me to clip the video because his company hasn't come out with a public stance on crypto and Web3 and AI, but he told the group, he says, what they're seeing the shift happen, and this is really probably across any industry right now, productivity used to be the gauge that determined how successful somebody would be or how great they would be rated if they were rated by their company. And it's shifting away from productivity and more to creativity because all the tools are there for productivity. Now it's how creative can you be with it?
Which is interesting.
100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, total side topic. I won't go long just because we're towards the end. But I find it interesting, like when we were kids, like we were very creative. We had Legos, we'd create worlds, like we're very creative. But the real world wasn't very conducive to the job-wise for creative people. Like if you were trying to become an artist or you're trying to become you were almost looked down upon like, oh, you're gonna have a tough time because there's not a lot of demand. Well, that's kind of changing to where now this creativity is very wanted and needed. And so I love that you brought that up.
Yeah,
indeed.
Absolutely. Cool. So as we wrap up, guys, any last words? I guess I'll start with you, Tony. Any last words for anybody?
Just
parting thoughts.
I'm just ready to close it out with a singing, man. So if you need me to, I can jam it out. No, thank you so much for having us.
AI generated?
It's AI generated.
Yeah,
it's AI generated. No, thank you for having us, man. It's absolutely a pleasure. It's always good seeing you at the events and connecting with you. Theo and the team, you guys are incredible. You guys are always on our Twitter space, and we love to continue to see you there. One of the key things that we talked about, in fact, right before we jumped on with you, in our meetings, we just had our team meetings, and one of the biggest things that we were talking about is collaborating with our partners. We have 100 partners. we want to do more of a connection with them, not just saying that we have them just to have them. We actually want to interact. You're obviously one of those partners that we love and appreciate, and we want to continue to expand that horizon. So we thank you for putting us in this platform with you and giving us the opportunity to have a voice. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, we have the same conversations as well. We've got to work with our partners more, not just saying, okay, we're partner with them and it's on the website, but what can we do week in and week out to help lift each other up? So
yeah, I think outreach is super important. Building out your ecosystem, because the ecosystem is everything, right? And we knew that from day one that we wanted to build as big an ecosystem as possible. And having you guys as partners, and also getting a chance to spend quality time, having dinner and hanging out and going to VIP parties together, has been amazing. Blockchain Wayne, matter of fact, I went to an event in Arizona and I sat in his seat because he was tied up. He was tied up on a
flight
plane.
delay. I couldn't make it there.
Couldn't make it there. And but no, I truly appreciate you putting these spaces on. This podcast is amazing. It's a great platform for us to share how we can help, provide value. And of course, when we go through the future, we're going to have Twitter spaces, bring other parties on the team. I know you have not just yourself, but multiple other people have come on our Twitter spaces from FIO. I want to thank you guys for your time today. We always are truly happy to have quality people in this space that are leading the charge, that are doing what they say they're going to do. You guys have a coin. You guys are on multiple exchanges. You guys have an incredible product that solves problems. And you guys are doing a great space in this podcast that people are going to come and enjoy. And I thank you again for having us today.
Absolutely. Been a pleasure. I think we have a lot of the same ideologies, and where we have to continue to build trust and educate people, not just put out a good product and say, here's our product, go use it, but build community, build trust, build brand. So thanks for that, Adam. Definitely see a lot of the same. There's so much synergies here. I think that's why we all click so well together. Any other final thoughts from anybody else before we wrap up? It's been a great chat.
Appreciate your time, man.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Wayne.
We appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Tony.
Cool.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. And thanks, everybody, for listening in. And we will catch you all on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.